Haribo. Ponižno se priklanjam Šri Damodari, Vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki je utelešenje večnosti, znanja in blaženosti. Njegovi sijoči uhani nihajo sem ter tja, ter poljubljajo njegova lica. Ko je v Gokuli uprizarjal svoje vzvišene zabave, je razbil vrč, v katerem je njegova mati pinila jogurt, nato pa je iz shrambe ukradel maslo, ki so ga hranili obešenega visoko pod stropom. Zaradi te porednosti je v strahu pred materjo Jašodo urno pobegnil od lesenega možnarja, vendar ga je le-ta končno le ujela. V strahu pred šibo v materini roki joče in si z lotosovima ročicama znova in znova mane oči, polne strahu. Okrog vratu, ki ga krasijo 3 črte, da spominja na školjko, nosi biserno ogrlico, ki se zaradi hitrega dihanja ob njegovem joku trese. Ponižno se priklanjam Šri Damodari, Vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki okrog trebuščka ni zvezan z vrvmi, temveč s čisto ljubeznijo svoje matere. Ko prebivalci Gokule opazujejo njegove otroške zabave, se utapljajo v oceanu blaženosti. Tistim, ki jih privlačita njegovo veličastje in obilje, daje vedeti, da ga lahko osvoji le zaupna ljubezen njegovih čistih bhakt. Z veliko ljubeznijo in vdanostjo se 100krat in 100krat priklanjam Gospodu Damodari. O Gospod, čeprav lahko podariš vse vrste blagoslavov, te ne prosim za brezosebno osvoboditev, niti za najvišjo vrsto odrešitve, večno življenje na Vajkunti. Ne prosim te niti za katerokoli drugo izmed ugodnosti, ki si jih zagotovimo s posvečanjem 9 načinom bhakti. O Gospod, želim si le, da se tvoje podobe Bale Gopale iz Vrindavane zavedno naseli v mojem srcu. Kakšna je korist od kakršnega koli drugega blagoslova? O Gospod, mati Jašoda znova in znova poljublja tvoj lotosov obraz, obdan s kodri mehkih črnih las, tvoje ustnice pa so rdečkaste kot sadež bimba. Naj ta čudovita podoba tvojega lotosovega obraza zavedno vstopi v moje srce. Na tisoče drugih blagoslovov mi nič ne pomeni. O Vsevišnji Gospod, ponižno se ti priklanjam. O Damodara, o Ananta, o Višnu, o Gospodar. O Gospod, bodi zadovoljen z mano. Blagoslovi me s svojim milostnim pogledom in odreši tega ubogega nevedneža, potopljenega v ocean materialnega trpljenja. Razodeni se mojim očem. O Gospod Damodara, čeprav te je mati privezala k lesenemu možnarju, si sinova Kuvere, Manigrivo in Nalakovaro osvobodil narodovega prekletstva in jima podaril čisto vdano služenje. Prosim, tudi meni podari to dragoceno prema bhakti, saj si ne želim nobene druge vrste odrešitve. O Gospod Damodara, naj se najprej poklonim bleščeči sijajni vrvi, ki veže tvoj trebušček. Nato se priklanjam tvojemu trebuščku, v katerem leži celotno vesolje. Ponižno se priklanjam tvoji najdražji Šrimati Radharani in tebi, Vsevišnjemu Gospodu, ki uprizarjaš neštete zabave. Vse slava Šrimati Radharani in Damodari Gospodu Krišni. Šri Damodara ki jai. Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam Namamishvaram Yashoda Biolu Kaladavamanam Paramrishtam Atyanta Todrutya Gopya Yashoda Rudanta muhurnetra yugmam rijantam Karamboja yugmena satankanetram Muhushvasakam patrirekam kakanta Stita graivam damodaram bhakti-badam Stita graivam damodaram Iti driksvalila birananda kunde Svagosham nimajantam akhyapayantam Driksvalila birananda Tadiyeshitagneshu bhaktarjitatvam Puna prematastam shatavritti vande Varam deva moksham na mokshavadim va Nachanyam vrineha vare shatapiha Idam teva purnata gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam kimanya Idam te mukham bojam atyanta nilar Vritam kundala snigdaraktascha gopya Idam te mukham atyanta nilar Vritam kundala snigdaraktascha gopya Muhushchumbitam bimbaraktadarame Manasya virastamalam lakshalabai Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Jalabdi Magnam Damodarananta Vishnu Kripa dishti vrishyati dinam batanu Grihane shama magnya medyakshidrishya Kuverat majau badam utrevayadvat Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha Ratmajau badam Tata prema bhaktim svakam me prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Namaste studam nespura diptidamne Tvadiyodarayata vishvasyadamne Namo radhikaya tvadiya priyaya Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam Radhikaya tvadiya priyaya Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam Namamishvaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam Yashoda biolukaladavamanam Paramrishtamathyanta tudrutya gopya Hare Krišna, Hare Krišna, Krišna Krišna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radha. Damodara, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radha. Radha Damodara, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radha. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Shila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Shri Radhe. Damodara Shri Radhe. Radha Damodara ki jai.
Hare Krišna. Okay. Question. Good, let's start with the question. It's late, so maybe... No, we were singing enough today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. on this positive note from Kartik month, we'll read something, we'll try to make it positive from the Bhagavad Gita. So we read from chapter 14, the three modes of material nature. How is this related with Kartik month? We'll try to make a connection. And we read text number 1. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parambuya Pravakshami Gyananam Gyanam Uttamam Yajgyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gata. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parambuya Paravakshami Gyananam Gyanam Uttamam Yajgyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gata. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parambuya Pravakshami Gyananam Gyanam Uttamam Yajgyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gata. Okay. Matajis. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parambuya Pravakshami Gyananam Gyanam Uttamam Yajgyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gata. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Param, transcendental. Bhuya, again. Prakshami, I shall speak. Gyananam, of all knowledge. Okay. Gyanam, knowledge. Uttamam, the supreme. Yat, which. Gyatva, knowing. Munaya, the sages. Sarve, all. Param, transcendental. Siddhim, perfection. Ita, from this world. Gata, attained. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Purport. From the 7th to the end of the 12th chapter, Shri Krishna in detail reveals the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, the Lord Himself is further enlightening Arjuna. If one understands this chapter through the process of philosophical speculation, he will come to an understanding of devotional service. In the 13th chapter, it was clearly explained that by humbly developing knowledge, one may possibly be freed from material entanglement. It has also been explained that it is due to association with the modes of nature that the living entity is entangled in this material world. Now, in this chapter, the Supreme Personality explains what those modes of nature are, how they act, how they bind, and how they give liberation. The knowledge explained in this chapter is proclaimed by the Supreme Lord to be superior to the knowledge given so far in other chapters. It's far out. By understanding this knowledge, various great sages attained perfection and transferred through the spiritual world. The Lord now explains the same knowledge in a better way. This knowledge is far, far superior to all other processes of knowledge thus far explained, and knowing this, many attain perfection. Thus it is expected that one who understands this 14th chapter will attain perfection. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishya Shunyavadi Vashate Adeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Bhagavad Gita is interesting points Srila Prabhupada makes here. So Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. And from these 18 chapters you can split it in 3 sections of 6 chapters. And from this it's like a sandwich. Like normally we say that the most confidential part is chapter 7 to 12. That's where you find the most confidential things about devotional service. And from these chapters 7 to 12, you'll find that chapter 9 is the most important, the most confidential knowledge. So that's what we usually know. And here you have really interesting statement Srila Prabhupada makes. He says, the knowledge explained in this chapter is proclaimed by the Supreme Lord to be superior to the knowledge given so far in the other chapters. Like, come on, what's going on here? It might be somehow controversial. Let's put it like this. How come this? Because in chapters from 7 to 12, Krishna is speaking about himself, about the absolute truth, about devotional service. And here, in chapter 14, he's giving information about the modes of material nature. So how is this more important? And I was meditating on this, and sometimes I was also meditating on similar topics. And I'll try to give an explanation of I don't know if this is the right one, but I'll try to give you an explanation of this statement. Usually we are inclined to hear lila. We like to hear stories about Krishna. Usually this, for example, this Damodar Lila, this is in Srimad Bhagavatam in Canto 10. And as many people can guess, the Canto 10 is after Canto 9. And Canto 9 is after Canto 8 and so on. So there is a logical progression. And the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is focusing on 2 things. One is trying to detach us from material world, and the other is to inspire us to connect with Krishna. So you have stories about Krishna in his different incarnations, like you have this Damodar Lila, which are meant to inspire us to think, oh, Krishna is a nice person. No? That's the whole point of these Leelas, that it's meant to show us that, look, Krishna has very nice relationships with his devotees. There's nice loving exchanges. So we feel inspired. Yes, maybe I want to be a devotee also. looks nice, you know. He looks like a nice person. There's you can go with this in positive way or in negative way. In negative way, sometimes people say that I don't want to have anything to do with a person who treats me nicely but treats the waiter badly, because you know eventually he will treat you badly also. You know, because now you're his friend, and then at some point. So that's one indicator people use. Like sometimes when they come to our temples, people look how do you treat devotees, other devotees, because they think, okay, new people usually you're like, yes, hi, now nice to see you. Everywhere people are like this, you know, like hi, you come first time, you're like, oh, welcome, everyone likes you. But then normally people look how do they treat older people, what's the relationships. No, so that's the same idea. Krishna also there's this amount of stories about Krishna and relationships with his devotees that you'll feel inspired. Oh, he has nice exchanges with these devotees, nice exchanges with these devotees. So I want to be a devotee also. Yeah, he will treat me nicely also. Nice, sounds nice. So that's one part. And the other part, which is also we have to hear, is about how we are bound in the material world. And from some perspective, this can be just as important or maybe more important. Because we are bound in this material world, and there is this story about this person who is holding a tree, and he's screaming, "Let me go! Let me go!" and then someone more philosophical is going past and is going by, and he says, "But you are holding the tree. The tree is not holding on to you. You just have to let go." Like, you and your crazy philosophy. Go. Let me go. Let me go. So that's a bit our perspective. And it's really because if you're attached to this material world, you won't take Krishna seriously. That's really like that. I talk to, because I go daily and try to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, and I talk to a lot of people, and I have I have people that I meet a few times, because you go same place, you know, like. And there's this person I met, young guy, he's from Macedonia or something like this, and he's young and he's in a bad situation now, but he's gonna make it somehow. He's gonna fix it somehow. And then you tell him, you know, you can't fix it. No, I will fix it. No worries, I will make it work. And then I'm like, you cannot change the world, you know, it's meant to be better. No. I will, maybe not the whole world, but at least one bubble around me, I will make it perfect, you know, like everything will be perfect. And then the next day you meet him and he's down, he's like, what happened, you know? But in this company where I work and I'm doing this internship, they came and told us that we have to be more productive and have to earn more money for the company and this thing and that thing. Like, yes, because the material world is bad. No, I'm gonna find a place in this material world and fix it. So you can guess how many books does this person take? None, of course, because for him, he's gonna fix the world, so he doesn't need a solution, you know, like he's gonna make it somehow. Anyway, and then you meet on the other side these people. Like I met this young boy today, very bright, you know, very very intelligent. And I was telling him, you know, like this material world, in any way you try to make it, fix it, there's always something wrong. And he was looking at me like, yes, yeah, I know, that's how it goes. He had this very nice realization, you know, very few people have this realization that this material world, you can't fix it. It's not meant to be fixed. And so he took a few books. He was like a stack of books, and I told him, you have to read these books. Yeah, no problem, because this is little read, this small read for me, like I read a lot. He looked very intelligent. So that's one of the things which are very important to understand. That this material world is a bad place eventually, and we're not gonna find happiness in this material world. So if we think we're gonna find happiness in this material world, then we don't have any place for Krishna. A little, for yes. Yes. I mean, maybe not, but in my little bubble, like, come on. And there's many people who really think that they are gonna change the world and they are gonna control everything, like everything is gonna be fine. You meet all the time. And then there's a classical example is you have this Muhammad Ali, this famous boxer. And there's these videos with him at the peak of his career, and he's defeating someone, and he's like, "I am the greatest," And then what happened to Muhammad Ali? He had Parkinson, so they had him on some Olympics, carrying the torch, and he was like, this famous, huge fighter, Muhammad Ali. He's like carrying the torch, and he's like, and then he says, because he's quite intelligent, and he understood, like what's the problem. He understood that, and he said I think he was also in contact with some devotees or something. Yeah, anyway, and he was Muslim, so he was quite smart, and he understood that, look, actually, I'm not the greatest, and God gave me Parkinson to show me that I'm not the greatest, He is the greatest. So he understood, he understood, look, okay, I cannot, I'm not the greatest, Krishna, God is the greatest, Allah, whatever, like. So that's one very important realization we need to have in spiritual life, that this material world is a bad place, that you cannot find, no matter how much you're trying to arrange things, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, and then you have to depend on Krishna, because Krishna can arrange things. He can do it, like. And there's this story of Draupadi when they tried to disrobe it, which is quite consequential, because when they tried to disrobe it, Draupadi always tried, in the beginning she tried to find some solutions. Like she was screaming, "Oh, Bhishma, you have to help. Oh, Arjuna, Bhima, you have to help." And she was chanting Hare Krishna, she was chanting some Hare. She was saying, "Oh Krishna, please help me." And then she would say, "Oh Bhishma, you will help me." So she always had a plan B. Like she always, because she wasn't convinced. It's just as an example, just to instruct us. She wasn't convinced that there's no solution, there's no material solution, and she has to depend on Krishna. And also she's with one hand on her sari and fighting by her own strength. And then eventually she realizes, look, I have no material solution. Nothing will work. There's nothing which will work. And then she puts her hands in the air and she's like, Krishna, please help me. And then Krishna does something. Because that's the mood Krishna is looking for. Is looking for total devotion, total, and not looking for not having a plan B. I depend on Krishna. Like you have, and Krishna is many times testing. Many times Krishna is trying to put devotees in somehow difficult situations that we learn exactly this point, that you depend on Krishna. Like I'm learning these things in Sankirtan. Today I went because sometimes you have this material consideration. Oh, I go to this place. This is a good place. This only nice people, young people. I've been there before. It's good. It's gonna. And you go there, and it's bad. Like I went today to. It's a good place. Holy food. There's lots of students. They are coming, and today nobody stopped. I mean, really, nobody stopped. Like they were just. Like did all my tricks, everything that I knew. There was like nothing happened. And then I said, okay, I have to depend on Krishna. What to do? So then I started praying, and then of course I also understood somehow that maybe I can change to other place. And I went to some other places, some universities, and it was good. I mean, I met like really nice, interested people. So Krishna is, and this happened to me many times, like that Krishna is pushing until you surrender, like he's putting you in a difficult situation until you're like in a prayerful mood. And when you're in a prayerful mood, then you're like, when you're really like Krishna, 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 I really need you. I'm really, come on. Then he does something. So many times I've been in this situation. And this is also same in Damodar Lila. Sometimes we put this story on fast forward. We have Mother Yashoda running after Krishna and she catches him. No? We put it on fast forward. But actually, I don't really remember all the details, but I remember. Actually, she's running after Krishna for some time. She's sweating. There's quite some sweat. The hair is becoming disturbed. At some point, even the flowers are falling from her hair. Yeah, many things. And just at the moment when Krishna says, okay. She's serious. She's really serious. She wants to catch me. Okay. And then, of course, because Krishna cannot be caught, But Krishna, if he sees that we're serious, he will allow us to catch him. But he will test us first, First he will test it. And in the purport to this famous text about spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada says, one has to pass the test of the spiritual master. So we have to show that we're serious. We have to show that we're serious, and then Krishna will say, okay, yes, like just to read this part, which is, he says, one must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. Spiritual master is just a representative of Krishna. So they want to see, okay, is he serious? Is he really serious? So this Mother Yashoda is really running, and then she catches him and she tries to tie him. And that's also a big lila, like you have also this part, we put it on fast forward and we say, yeah, she tries 5 ropes. And then eventually Krishna says, okay, you can tie me. But no, it's not like that. Actually, I think it took the whole day, this trying to tie Krishna. I don't remember exactly the details, but it took a long time because she took this thing, and then she took all the ropes in her home. And that wasn't enough. And then she took all the rope then she went in Sankirtan in the village, and she got all the rope in the whole village. So it was quite an endeavor. It was not 5 minutes, I did something like 5 minutes, and then now Krishna is gonna fall on his yes. No, Mother Yashoda, who is such an advanced devotee, she's struggling a lot. She's showing a lot to be of effort to be serious, because effort, you have Srila Prabhupada. Many people translate bhakti with love and so on. The Prabhupada is more practical. He says devotional service, because love means service, action, doing something. Of course, this doing something is also according to everyone's propensities. Brahmanas are doing something in some way, Kshatriyas in another way, and Vaishyas in another way, Shudras in another way. But there is some action. Like there's this joke that him and her in love. They are in love, and one of them says, my dear, I will do anything for you. I will give you the moon, the stars, everything, so on. And he goes like this, words, big words, And then she says okay, can you come and fix the laundry machine? It's not working. Something practical. And then she says, oh, I'm sorry, my dear, I cannot today, maybe next week. Then she will think, oh, he loves me so much, No, of course. So love means service. Love means that this service is the tool which you show the love, if you feel it, And so that's one of the points, that we have to show Krishna that we're serious if we want to catch Krishna. And this also means consistency. This means because if we want to have Krishna today, we're like Krishna, I really depend. I need you. Tomorrow I need you. 3 days after, oh, maybe I need something else. Every day I need something else. Then Krishna will be there, you have someone who every day he needs something else, and you're like, okay, maybe we'll let this person decide first, and then we do something. No, Krishna will see, it's not serious, it's not. But if you're every day I want Krishna, I want to come back, Krishna, I want to come back, Krishna, I want to come back. And Krishna will think, oh, maybe this devotee wants to come back. Okay, let's see. So there's this Kartik, many people have vows, which is good. But you can see sometimes. No, you can't see, but I can just guess, these vows, first day, second day, third day, 1 week, enthusiastic, 2 weeks. You start to not be so enthusiastic. So the whole idea is that we should execute devotional service not only in Kartik, which is just 1 month, but throughout our whole life, to be consistent in our devotional service, and also be patient. It's on a universal time scale, 1 lifetime is nothing. We tend to have have this fast food sometime mentality, but 1 life is nothing. What's 1 life? Compared to millions of lifetimes where we tried everything in the material world and it didn't work. 1 life is nothing. So that's the idea. And if we do that, then there's this verse which Lord Brahma is saying that, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, with his heart, words and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So the idea is that if we continue being serious and we show Krishna that really I'm serious about it, then at some point Krishna will say, oh, he's serious about it. Okay, welcome back. Please come back. So that's the idea. And just that was just more or less two ideas. One is from the text that it's important to understand this positive part, but it's also important to understand the negative part, how we get bound in the material world. And from this Damodar Lila we understand the importance of doing some service to Krishna in a consistent way, and to show Krishna that we're really serious, and Krishna will test us. He will not just fall first day, he will be like, oh yes. And if we're serious, then Krishna will be happy and we'll be happy. Yeah, that's it. If you have comments, concerns, questions. Thank you so much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Shri Radha Damodara ki jai. I was waiting for an inquisition, something.
Why? It's logical. I agree. Whether you play this game or when you get back into the boring system of material nature, and it's boring. It's so boring. You wish you must work for it. Big wishes, big works, and then you don't met. Sometimes you don't get it. Yeah. You know, and you can work even harder. And it's not up to you. Like, I just go, I try to go with the flow now in my life. Really. Krishna just gave me the eyes that I see what you try to give me or manifest.
Yeah, they say whatever comes on its own accord.
Yeah.
I mean, on its own accord doesn't mean that you just sit. But
No. But
effortless, some that you don't...
like depends on what mode you're, what are you, your character, what you like to do, you know.
Yeah, effortless. They call it effortless.
It's not effortless.
It doesn't.